So what this looked like for me is that on all of my student assignments, I did not provide a grade. Instead, I provided very detailed feedback for them. However, this was not a pass-fail course. I did still have to submit grades at the end of the semester. So instead, I did what I called 3 checkpoint grades that would summarize their progress at the 4-week mark, the 8-week mark, and then at the end of the term. But before I released each of those checkpoint grades to the students, I also had them complete a guided reflection. And then I concluded with having them do a self-evaluation of what grade they would give themselves with justification. In each checkpoint grade, I would provide them with a percentage of what portion of the course they had completed to date. So each assessment did have a weighting for it in terms of the overall grade in the course or its contribution to the grade, and then reviewing their past assignments, reviewing their presentations, and bringing that together into an overall grade. One student did comment that it didn't really make a difference to them because it was just delaying the inevitable. And I do think that is a fair assessment because at the end of the day, myself and the students are operating within an institution that requires reporting of grades. We saw that reduction in anxiety, but I do understand that that might still exist. They're just waiting for the checkpoint grade instead of the grade on each assessment. However, the one thing that I do think was successfully achieved was certainly refocusing attention on the feedback with each assessment. Firstly, I think it's really important to build trust with your students because removing grades can be very scary. So, ensuring that you're explaining your rationale, explaining your goals, why you're taking an ungraded approach, perhaps communicating some of the concerns that are associated with traditional grading practices, and maintaining that ongoing communication. I would also say that taking an ungraded approach is not an all or nothing endeavor. Instructors could also begin with a single assignment or assessment or grade item in your course. So, for example, participation or classroom engagement, where you can have students do a self-assessment on that by the end of the term, or delaying grades, still providing grades on each assignment, but delaying the grade release until, say, after they read the feedback, maybe have them write a reflection, and then they receive the grade.